Hi everyone, Nina here. Thanks for joining me today so we can create this fun interactive card called the Triple Easel card. These are so much fun to make. So we're going to need 3 panels. The biggest panel is going to create the tallest easel, which is this one. It's going to be the base. It is going to be 10 by 5 inch. And then we are going to create 2 panels that are 5 by 5. Okay, the trick is with the scoring. We are going to score one of them 3 scores to sort of divide it into 4 parts, and the other one only 2. I will show you. So for the biggest easel, we are going to score at 5 and then at 2.5. And then this is the top easel. We are going to score at 2.5 and 1.25. Only 2 score lines. This is the top easel. And then this is the middle easel. We are going to score it to divide it into 2 equal parts. So we're scoring at the 1.25, 2.5, and then 3 3/4. Head to my blog. I will leave the link down below where you're going to find all the measurements and the steps. It will be easier to follow. For the top easel, we are going only to fold the 2 lines that we made. We only made 2 lines, so we're going to fold them. For the middle easel, we are going to fold 2 out of the 3 ones that we're going to make. I will show you. So this is the biggest one. You fold both the score lines that you made. This is the middle one. It is divided into 4 parts. And this is the top one. It's divided into 3. So we scored only 2 lines. Here on the middle easel, we are going to add a double-sided tape, the tape runner, on the last quarter of it. And this is where we are going to bring the top easel, fold it in half, and attach it over there. So that score line is only a mark to help us where to align the top easel. We're not going to fold it. This is just to align the top easel. So now you attached your top easel to the middle. All what you're left to do is add the bottom of these 2 easels to the top. To the biggest easel. You just add tape runner on the last 2 score lines and align it edge to edge with your biggest easel. It's very simple. We attach it edge to edge, and it is going to give you this card that has 3 display areas to display your images. So nice. Now that our base is ready, we are going to start creating our elements to add on it. I did a cut with the stitched square die, my sky, and I did use my Cricut to cut this oak tree, and I colored it with brown colors from Copic Colors. And now I did stamp with Memento Tuxedo black ink my images from Got a Garden set from Art Impressions. And I'm going to show you quickly that how I colored them with Copic markers. So I did blend 2 colors to create the sky that I just showed you. I will have the colors linked down below and also on my blog if you want to check of those distress ink shades. And here I'm just going to quickly show you some of the parts that I color with Copic colors. I did leave in my blog linked down below all the colors that I used to color with the Copics. So after I did ink my background for the sky, I did smush the ink pad on my glass mat and then diluted with water, flicked my brush to create some sprinkles on my background. I am just going fast forward so it does not take long from the video time. I will also leave parts of coloring this cute lady on my Instagram. I will leave it linked down below so you can check how I colored them. Don't forget, all the materials and the tools that I'm going to be using today are going to be linked down below if you want to check any of them. I always use 3 tones of colors whenever I color any area of Copic markers. So I always start with the darkest where I want to add the shadow. I add the shadow and then I blend with the mid-tone and then end up with the highlight area with the lightest tone. Here I am going to glue the tree. I did add glue at the back with the Nuvo glue, and then I am going to attach the tree. This is going to be the front of the card. When you close the card, this is going to be the panel that you see in the front of the card on top. I did cut these tiny leaves using my Cricut machine, and I did color them, just 2 simple colors with green, 2 different shades on some of the leaves. I did add dark on one of the corners, and then I blended with a lighter color to get variety of colors of the leaves. Then I'm just going to come with my glue and add a dot of glue somewhere where I want to add my leaf, and then I would use my reverse tweezers and add the leaf. I'm gonna show you another one over here. I did add another dot of glue, and then I'm going to add my leaf. I did zoom in with my camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I find this is the easiest way that I keep everything on the Cricut mat, and I take it directly from there with my tweezer. Otherwise it was going to be very difficult to hold these tiny leaves and place them where I want them to be if I put them in a little plate or something. So it's easier for them to be attached to the mat. Look how cute it is. So I kept doing this until I filled the whole tree with all these leaves. Later in the video, you're going to see that I'm going to add even flowers, and I'm going to add enamel dots, which are going to make the tree even more cuter. So I am not going into specific pattern over here. I'm just using some of the light leaves and some of the dark leaves just to give a variety and more interest to the tree at the back. So since this is going to be the cover, we want it to be interesting, and I'm just randomly going into different directions. Some of the leaves are oriented to the top and some to the bottom, just randomly placing them here and there. And I even placed some on top of the main trunk. I'm then going to attach it to the biggest easel. I did cut a grassy hillside, and then I did cut the edges also again with the same square stitch die, so it creates the same border of the panel. Then I'm going to attach it to my top easel. So only half of it will be glued to the base of the card, and the rest will be freely. It's not going to be attached. It's going to just be free from top. Here I'm just centering my card. This is the front of the card. So this is going to be the first biggest display easel, and then I'm going to place more elements on the others. I then did cut the word lettuce 3 times, and I'm going to stack them, glue them actually on top of each other so it is more sturdy, since the half of the word will be flying on one of the easels, and I want it to be sturdy. I don't want it to bend and be flimsy. So to make it more sturdy, I'm adding 3 layers on top of each other. I also find the same thing, it's easy here since it's an intricate design. I'm just going to leave it on my mat, and I'm going to take one letter at a time and glue it to the rest of the letters that I want to glue to the rest of the letters. So I did create 3 grasses, just like the one that we added on the tree, because I needed all the display layers to have the same grass. See how thick it is? It's very sturdy. And I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of the word. So here it is. I did create the word lettuce from 3 layers. And I did cut the word also celebrate, and I did add 2 layers because I wanted to have a little dimension, so it will be some sort of a stopper to the third easel. I will show you what I mean in a bit. Here I'm coloring the word celebrate using 3 shades that I used for the apron of the garden lady, so they would match together. I'm starting again with my darkest tone and then blending with the middle and ending with the highlight area and my light color, my lightest color. So this is how it looks when colored, and look how thick it is because it is 2 layers. So I did color all the letters using the same technique. And then I am going to start attaching the grassy hillsides that I created. I am going to attach the grass to each one of the display layers, but I'm going to leave the top of the grass again free and not attached to anything. This is going to give some fun interest and life to my, like, it's gonna give some sort of a 3D effect to my card, leaving some parts freely flying on the top. Then I'm going to attach the girl that we colored earlier, and she's going to be in the middle layer. And then the word lettuce. I love it's a sentiment that it is in the Gara Garden set. It says, "Let us celebrate." I love this so much, and I decided to recreate it with bigger letters. So the whole thing will read, "Let us celebrate." The word lettuce is going to be here on the third easel. And I am going to also leave some part of it freely flying on top. It will give a fun dimension, and it will show the girl behind the word lettuce. Here, to attach the word celebrate, and I wanted them to be all aligned next to each other. So I did temporarily placed my washi tape so I can align the letters on top of it. I did place them how I want to place them. This is the easiest way to glue these tiny pieces of your design, just to put them where you want them to be just without glue or anything, and then take them one by one, add the glue with your reverse tweezer, and then put it back where it fits. It will be the easiest way to align your letters next to each other. So the word celebrate now is a stopper for the last easel. I will show you what I mean. I found that the girl is a layer was too simple, so I did stamp and color the gnome and more gardening tools on the side. And here is the part where I'm going to attach more flowers. I did use Birdhouse from Fawn die set that has these flowers. I'm going to link it down below. And then I'm going to add my glue and attach these flowers. And then I'm going to finish decorating with some enamel dots. Some I'm going to add on around the tree, and then the other around the word lettuce and the word celebrate. I still want to show you the part I still want to show you how the celebrate word is going to be the stopper for the last easel, which is gonna hold all the other easels in place. I'm going to show it to you at the end. Enamel dot collection. So I can choose whatever color matches. I thought that blue would match to bring the sky color. And then I brought more flowers to add them here and there. It's the same way, I place it where I want it, and then I add the glue dot, and then use my jewel picker and place my element where I want it to be. Look how cute everything is matching together. This is the final look of the card. This is the card when it's open as an easel. And see, the word celebrate is acting as a stopper for the last layer. So this is the top easel, and this is the middle one with the girl and the gnome and the tools, and the word lattice here. And the celebrate word is sort of a stopper for the last easel, helping all the other easels to stay in place. I'm going to flip my camera so you can see how it looks when displayed. Look how beautiful it is. I have it here on my desk. It's so beautiful. And the colors, everything, very spring. And I'm going to show you how it's very easy to close it. So you close the first easel, second easel, and then the last one. This is the card. You can easily place it in an envelope for a 5x5 card. Look how beautiful it is. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this interactive fun card. And head to my blog to check on more steps and more measurements and to check all the shades that I used for the Copics. Do not forget to like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!